Hey loves, it's me, Luv Jones. I'm back with another one. So two things. Something's going on with a marriage, y'all. Somebody putting somebody in a fake marriage. I've been hearing this for the last couple of years now. And I don't know what that's about. Somebody putting somebody in a fake marriage so they can take over something that was left to this person. Or something this person's supposed to have. I don't know. Uh, um Thinking to put somebody in a fake marriage, you have to have some type of ID or something. Or maybe you don't have to have an ID. I don't know how that works when you get married at a house or at a church. I'm assuming you still have to apply for some type of marriage certificate at the end of the day. And maybe you don't have to go up to the courthouse then. When I got married, it was just a courthouse. It was just a courthouse marriage. We both had to go in there and show our IDs. I didn't stay married long. Yeah. Some unforeseen reasons, things came up and I got a divorce. But you know, that reminds me, you can't give your ID to everybody, y'all. Because I got a call one day, and this was years after I got my divorce. Um, I got a call one day saying that they had a car that belonged to me. It was from like a tow company saying they had a car that belonged to me, and they were calling me to see if I wanted to come pick it up. So I'm like, what vehicle? And they told me the vehicle. Come to find out, it was my ex-husband's car. Something I asked him to take out of my name like a long time ago. And so my immediate thought was to call him and ask him why was that truck still in my name. And so he tells me something about he had sold it to his friend, which evidently the friend just kept it in my name. Which is crazy because long before he sold it to his friend, his son was driving it. So he told me he sold it to the friend, and the friend must have just kept it in my name. But since he kept it in my name, it's my truck. You can go and get it if you want to. You know, I don't, we sold it and he must don't want it anymore. I'd go and get it if I was you. I'm like, I don't want it either. If he just left it wherever it was, evidently it was the reason he left it where it was. But I had previously asked him to get that truck out of my name like a while ago, way long before that happened. And them calling me was just kind of proof that he never got it out my name. But here's the thing, when I told him to get it out my name, he told me to call his son because that's who was driving it at the time. And so I called him and was telling him about getting the truck out of my name. Eventually, he called me back and said something about somebody they knew, worked for the DMV, said that they had to have my ID or something in order to get it out my name. Now, I didn't question that. I really don't know. I really don't know why you would have had my ID, but I'm just, I just wanted it out my name. So I'm like, don't do anything with this ID. I'm trying to give you what you need in order to take it out my name and put the truck in your name or in your daddy's name or something. Don't do anything with my ID. And this response was, I respect you. I would never do anything like that. I'd never do anything like that to try to hurt you or to try to set you up or anything. I respect you. You took care of us. You did this, you did that. And I would never do anything like that to you. So anyway, long story short, I went ahead and sent him my ID. I sent him a picture of it front and back, only to find out a couple years later that truck never came out of my name. And again, I found out because I got a call one day from the towing company asking me if I wanted to come get it. I told them no, they could do what they want to do with it. I never wanted the truck anyway. You know. And so now it got me thinking, what could have been done with my ID? You can do several things when you have the copy of somebody's ID. And the fact that what was supposed to be done was never done, it really makes me wonder what he really wanted a copy of my ID for. I don't know. I keep saying somebody was paid to do something. And so, yeah, I don't know, y'all. Excuse me, if y'all find my name out in New Orleans somewhere, because that's where they from. And after everything happened here, that's where they had to go back to. If y'all ever find my name in New Orleans somewhere, let me know. For those of you who actually know my name. Because, yeah, I'm not sure what happened, why he needed a copy of my ID, but supposedly they knew somebody at the DMV who was going to go behind the scenes and do some stuff that was going to allow them to put it in their name. You know, now that I think about it, all the cars that I bought, I've never needed anybody else's ID to put the car in my name. And it didn't dawn on me back then. You know, I just wanted it out my name. So I didn't really think about what was going on. I just did it. Adult children. I didn't really think about what was going on. I just did it. But now that I think about it, it shouldn't have been no reason at all they would have needed a copy of my ID. Hi, Karina. Day is going great so far. Just getting started. And so, yeah, I don't know what he could have done with my ID. No telling. Now I feel like I need to go in and look at some records or something. Make sure I'm not married. Make sure I'm not married in New Orleans somewhere, or my name going around there, because I ain't been there since I got my divorce. Before I got my divorce, we used to go there often, or at least maybe twice, 2, 3 times a year. But I know mainly one time, even if we skipped the other times, because their family used to have a family reunion October, like around mid-October every year. And we used to go there. I used to kind of dread to go there, to be honest with you. I did not like going to that family reunion. I was always bored. I never really felt like I was part of their family. I married an older person, and his children were like almost my age. A couple of them were. And so that was one problem. His exes would show up at the family reunion sometimes, and that was weird. Just a lot of stuff. I don't even know how I ended up marrying into New Orleans anyway, y'all. Yeah. Anyway, it just made me think about that. Anyway, I just scrolled past something. So I'm talking about the cartel too. I feel like that's just one additional thing, because ever since yesterday, they've been putting stuff on my page to try to scare me into not saying certain things. It's like they want me to shut up, but just like they do stuff behind your back, they try to scare you into doing certain things here. So what I've been getting for the last couple of days is a lot of stuff on my page um, that is leading to somebody like being hurt because they talk too much, or being set up to look some kind of way because they said the wrong thing. So today's latest thing was um, something about the cartel and what they supposed to been did to somebody here. What they supposed to been did to somebody who talked too much. And so I don't know, y'all. If it's me, if telling y'all my story and all the things happened to me, have people looking at me some type of way. And by all means, y'all gonna have to look at me that type of way. And I'm gonna go out just like that because you're not gonna shut me up when it comes down to telling you things that happened to me. Now, if I was telling you somebody else's story, that's one thing. And other people's story come up in these tarot cards, but I have no idea who it is. And that's, if you know who it is, then that's on y'all. But when I'm telling you my story, if that upsets some people, I'm sorry you upset, but you're not going to get me to shut up when it comes down to telling my life, because you know what? I feel like for so long, people been able to say certain things regarding me and my life, and people have reacted off of those certain things over time, and that's why certain things have been able to happen for this long, because I've been sitting up quiet while there's somebody in the background that's not sitting up quiet. They're telling a bunch of lies, spreading a bunch of rumors, and they paying people to do it. And so, if telling y'all my side or my truth is gonna take me out of here, then by all means, I am prepared. So yeah, need I say more? And so to whoever it is that has the constant little internet threats coming up on my phone trying to make me second guess what I'm doing, it don't work. I'm just gonna throw that out there. It don't work. uh So yeah. Anyway, let's see what these cards saying for this morning. Happy Sunday, y'all. Happy Sunday. I said I was gonna come back and do other signs, y'all. Last time I did Libra, a bunch of stuff came out with Libra. And because I did Libra, I felt like I need to do the rest of the signs too. And it's been like a week ago. I still ain't done the rest of the signs. I got some other stuff I need to be doing today while I can do it. Well, let's see if a sign comes out. If a sign come out in the first two cards, then I'll do signs. Otherwise, I'll just do a collective reading. So, what turned over? South Node. Don't let your past hold you back. South Node. Whatever it is that happened in the past, whatever people done to you in the past, don't let it stop your future. Some of us have a bright future ahead of us, regardless of what these people are trying to do. Yeah, it's a time for healing right now. Don't worry about whatever this is that went on in your past. It's a time for healing right now. Move forward. Allow yourself to heal. In some cases, heal again. Because if you like me, you feel like you've done a lot of healing. That's what, or why you were able to do what you were able to do. That's why you were accomplishing the things that you were accomplishing to begin with. But we have people come in that don't like the way we look when we are healing. They don't like the light that we have. They don't like the abilities we have to do certain things, to be around certain people in certain places. Don't like the connections that you have with yourself, with your God, with other people around you. And so out of jealousy, they could have tried to destroy that. And so some of us may be on a second round of healing for people who tried to bring up the past over and over and over again. Scorpio. who have tried to bring up our past over and over and over again to try to hurt us with it. And in some cases, it probably did hurt. In some cases, it was stuff that you would put way in the back of your head and never thought of again, and you just focus on healing from whatever that was or moving forward from whatever it was. But when it's brought up again in certain situations, it can be hurtful, especially when you've healed from it in private, when only a couple of people may know about it. Only a couple people may know about it, and you've taken your time from it and you've healed from it in private, and now you have so many people who are tapped in into your life, and it's just being brought up all over again. So now, instead of those couple people knowing about it, you got however many people are tapped in watching you, able to see what's going on in your life, able to see certain things of your past, certain things that you've had to go through. Uh, for me, I'm a very private person. So the fact that my life was kind of being exposed publicly kind of bothered me in itself. And I wouldn't say so much as exposed, but definitely my story told by somebody else to a whole lot of people who were able to sit back and judge me without me being able to respond. For everybody that thought that was funny, I wish that on you and yours. And so I hope you get a chance to see exactly how that feels. Um, yeah, you, people around you, whoever it is that's the most vulnerable. Somebody could be paranoid now. It says they connected to people that you know. Maybe the Scorpio. You could have a Scorpio that's paranoid about something that they did now. They connected to people who you know. Scorpio could be a family member. They're connected to a family member here. Family members, they're connected to people who you call your friends. For me, I don't have family or friends. I think of them as relatives. The only person I call my family is what came from me after everything. Because I've seen a lot of different ways and different people that, yeah, I just choose not to even be bothered with. So it's just me right now. Endings coming to something here. I see somebody could still be sleeping with their ex here as well. I don't know what that has to do with anything. Um, Maybe this person or the ex is someone that you know of. Someone that you know of. Let's see. I see civil rights. Somebody could be watched by a drone. That's everybody has a right to privacy. Just finished talking about a lack thereof privacy because of how people decided they were gonna adult children, who these are, who they're connected to. It could be who's doing this. Everybody has a right to privacy here. If you like me, your privacy is not private anymore because they've invited people in to come and take a look. For me, inside of my house, my most intimate moments that you would have inside of your house when it's just you and your family. For me, it wasn't nobody in my house other than me and my grandson sometimes. And whoever else would be in my house when I would leave my house because it couldn't have been any more obvious to me that people were coming in and out of my house every time I left. And they knew exactly when to do it. And so I don't know exactly who it was, but I can guarantee you that a bunch of other people know exactly who it was because y'all have been tuned in for a long time, watching, saying nothing, just watching in silence. I like to say like it was the next episode of Love and Hip Hop or something. Just watching, seeing what's going on. And some people tapped in and they watched and they were stealing things, stealing my little sayings I have, stealing things that I do, uh, how I incorporate. Just it comes down to things that I do. As far as business goes, stealing my business ideas, stealing whole businesses. Some people tapped in and they got what they can get because you know what they felt like at the end of the day. Probably the people who were doing that to me, I wasn't going to be able to come back from it anyway. At this point, y'all, I probably should be out in the street somewhere. I probably should honestly be unalive right now after them putting stuff in my food on several different occasions. Whatever rumor it was they told that had certain people around me harassing me, stalking me, as many times as they've tried to cause me to lose a job and lose income around here. I can tell what it is they wanted. But it didn't work. It didn't work. I'm still here. So I still get a chance to finish my story up. That's why I was saying, if people think they're going to threaten me into not saying anything, you are sadly mistaken. It's not going to work. Anyway, I see a Libra here. It says the first would be last, the last would be first. Somebody feels rejected. Maybe a Libra feels rejected about something. I know a lot of Libras. I started off talking about my ex-husband, who is a Libra. Who is a Libra. Um, I forgot when his children's birthdays are. He got a lot of kids, y'all. I only had to really up close deal with four of them. Four of them to a certain extent because two of them were the same age as my children. And so, people go from trying to use the kids to get what it is they want. So they're not going to let the kids come around to, we having them every holiday, every weekend, every school holiday. So if teachers' work day came around, we had the kids. It's so funny. I tell people all the time, that you going through something with the parents of your children or the parents, and they trying to keep the kids from you. The best way to go about it is to act like it doesn't bother you. Let them do what they do because eventually it's going to bother them to watch you doing what you're doing. And they going to feel like they should be able to do it too, especially if it's young kids. Like, no, I want to have a life too. I want to have a boyfriend too. And so it's so funny that she went from not wanting them around there at all to every single holiday, every single extra day that was had outside of school. We had them. They were right there with my kids. And so, it was all just one big family. And then he had two twin girls at the time who they just, I seen them a couple times. They would drop by. I think only one time they actually stayed a few hours. That was so funny. Yeah, never mind. It's probably too much. It's too much. I'm going to leave it alone. Anyway, disturbing, religious. Let's see what else we got out here. What's going on with this Scorpio? That's what came out. Stalking. There's a Scorpio watching you. This could be the person who violating your civil rights here. At least one of the people. As again, we all have a right to privacy, and if you don't have any privacy, if they're refusing to give you your privacy, if they are somehow exposing everything that you are doing, watching everything that you're doing, then that's you not having any privacy here. I see a copycat here. There is a copycat. Maybe the Scorpio is a person who's continuously watching you and trying to do the things that you are doing. Be who you are. Gang stalking is what I just seen. And somebody could be paid to do it. You know, it's funny. I was sitting here scrolling through my videos, and that's what they were talking about. One of these videos was talking about, like, it's crazy how a person could feel like they can be you better than you can be you. And I just feel like that's extremely weird, y'all. Aquarius, I have something to do with this. Says, can we just talk? Aquarius might want to talk to you about something that they've done here. Orange says success, self confidence, optimism here. I also have a card that says overnight success. That's right here. You're hired. You may be hired by someone. You may get some type of job opportunity with someone here. You definitely have a doppelganger here. Somebody definitely trying to be like you. And it says, I made a mistake. Maybe that's that Aquarius that wants to talk all of a sudden. Feel like they made a mistake by doing whatever it is they did. Today is the I was just back. I'm going backwards to see. People were literally selling their souls. That's what I was just listening to a little while ago. Paid and food over something, information that they didn't even know to be factual. It's like you didn't even believe in what you were doing. You didn't even believe in what you were doing, but somehow you were still able to convince so many other people that you were doing the right thing. It blows my mind. This person who came up with this whole idea didn't even believe in this plan, but they got mad other people to believe in it. This person was probably even shocked, like, damn, y'all don't believe me? Oh, y'all just okay. Better stop following people, y'all. You better stop following people because of what you believe. Are you shitting me, bro? Hell no, bro. Mm-mm. I can't. Anyway, so yeah, somebody literally sold their soul out here because of their twisted ass belief. And come to find out, it was full of shit because you are safe from anybody's ill intentions and anybody's ill thoughts. Whoever this person who swore they know you, that they could be a fucking carbon copy of you, like that's really reasonable. Yeah, I'm gonna be you better than you are. Who even says some shit like that is bizarre to me. But whatever, that was this person's belief system. They felt like they could take your light, take your energy, give it, inject it into somebody else, and have that person just live in your life. It's so weird. It's giving delusion. Please, this person dragging other people into their delusion. Did something for temporary satisfaction when it comes to CPS. Snakes. Snakes. And they really mad because we don't care. I don't care how many officials have to go down. I don't. For everything that I've had to experience since I've been here at the hands of you all, and the whole plan and the scheme, and you didn't care. Oh, honey. Darlene Robertson, y'all. That's her name. I love her. I watch her all the time. Say, do you know? I watch her all the time. And here's the other thing. You realize that that person was the person that was going to tear down this dumbass program system that you created. So y'all had to come together to try to kill this person or take away this person's mental state before they reach that level of being able to decipher and siphon through the bullshit to see the real reality of what had been going on. So your whole obstacle was either keep them in a bad, horrible relationship until death, keep them homeless or in disposition so they couldn't be stable, so they couldn't tell. Like you went out of your way, make sure that they don't have no income, no nothing, so they couldn't be able to tell. And every way you went didn't work, because I'm still right here telling exactly what you didn't want me to tell. That part. That's what she always say at the end of her videos. That part right there. It's so funny because, it's more of us out here going through this thing, you like to admit. It's so crazy. It's so sad that people have to go through this. But that's exactly what I felt like they wanted from me. They've been constantly, it's been one thing after another thing after another thing, y'all. Them trying to stop me somehow, I'm telling you. If they couldn't unalive me, then they would have preferred if I was homeless somewhere out here sleeping in the street. Instead of even sleeping in a car, they don't want me to have a car either. Because if I have a car, that means I can kind of find some work to do, and they don't want you to have work. And so they, you know, for me, while I was trying to drive for Lyft and Uber, they continuously like try to make you get into these accidents so you won't have a car because they don't need you to have an income. They need you to be a bum. They need you to not have access to anything, not have access to mail. They need people to pretty much think you dead. They want, you to fade into the background somehow where nobody's able to contact you. You're not able to contact anybody. Well, nobody knows where you are or who you are, where you just kind of forgotten about. That's what they want. And it's so sad. That's why I say, if y'all think for 1 second I'm going to stop telling my story, I'm going to tell it to the end. Just so we clear about it. I'm going to tell it all the way to the end. The fool here. Standing on the edge of that cliff right there. It's the fool. Somebody taking a chance. You know, they don't know what's on the other side of this cliff right here, but as you can see, they about to take their chance and do whatever it is they got to do. This is walk by faith and not by sight, because sometimes you can't see what's going on. Sometimes you can't see what you're about to walk into. Sometimes it's not for you to see. Even for those of us who can see a lot, sometimes it's just not for you to see. Um, Sometimes people go out of their way to make you not be able to see certain things. There's somebody taking that leap of faith right here. Yeah. No, it's so funny. This card says a lot of things, but extravagance and delirium is one that I keep picking up on. Two things that I keep seeing here. Extravagance and delirium here. Also intoxication, because when I was just telling you about them wanting you in a certain place, the intoxication part, I'm telling you, they were putting something in my food. And whatever it was, y'all, it would make me high. I said this over and over and over again. But it's like it would give you a rush of something. And I don't know. I used to smoke weed at a certain point. I don't smoke anymore. But I used to smoke. And it wasn't that kind of high. This was like a rush of something. And whatever it was, they would put it in my seasonings. And so when I would use certain seasonings when I cook, I would automatically just get that rush. And I tell y'all all the time, I had to stop using seasonings in my apartment. And so my stuff would taste really bland. But I would stop using all the other seasonings that stuff can be put in. And I would just buy the grinders. Because you can't put things inside of the grinder. At least not to my knowledge. And I've never gotten high or felt like I was getting a rush when I used the salt and the pepper that came from the grinders. Only when I would use the little shakers that you can easily pop the top off of and put something in. And so, yeah, it's like they were trying to make you look like a crackhead or something, trying to make you look like you're addicted to some kind of drugs or something. That's what they wanted to. It's like they were trying to form a narrative around your life. And although it wasn't true, they were going to do things to make it be true. And so, yeah, people were in and out my house on a regular. On a regular, watching me at the most inappropriate times. Lack of privacy, again, civil rights violation. You wonder who would have the ability to do things like that. High priestess, secrets, supposed to be the holder of secrets. I also see science right here. So it's like someone knew about something here. With the science, I don't know, y'all. A lot of times I don't get science when I look at this card, but it's thinning out. There could have definitely been science. Somebody doing something in the name of science. Somebody experimenting on somebody here. You could also came off as being some type of a mysterious person here. You may be a person that was a quiet person. And so maybe because you were so quiet, people felt the need to invade your privacy, to see what it was you were doing or what you had behind closed doors. You know, it reminds me of one of my supervisors that I had when she originally started. You know, we would have this yearly inspection for the apartment every year, and every year, 9 times out of 10, it was the upper management that would do it, the ones over the district managers. Like the regional managers or the senior district managers would come in and they would do the inspection. And a couple times she wasn't able to come in, but one of those times she just so happened to be able to come in and do it with the other manager. And I think it made her all excited for some reason. She was happy to be able to come in my apartment that particular time. And this person, yeah, she used to just do little things to try to exert her power. She wanted people to know that she can do what she wanted to do, pretty much, that she was in charge. And so she would do little things to try to exert her power. One of which, like, she would always want me to unlock my door at the job. And it's so funny because when I was first hired, that particular door, it had a click on it. So when you would click the door, that's the only way people were able to get in. When they initially come to it and pull it, the door is locked. And so we would use the clicker to kind of buzz them in. And so for years, that door remained locked. Eventually, the clicker on the door broke, and they didn't want to spend the money to fix it. And so what they did was try to cover it up with like a regular door, which still would lock anytime you push the door to go out of it. Once it closed, it automatically locked by itself. So even after the clicker went away, the door would remain locked. Well, something happened with that. People would pull on it and be trying to get into it for some reason, and that ended up breaking, and they would go fix it over and over and over again. The amount of times they fixed that door, they could have easily just fixed the mechanism on it to where you could just click it, just kind of buzz people in again. But some people do things the hard way. And so instead of them just fixing the mechanism on it, they choose to try all of these different ways, and it just kept breaking. They were just out there every few months to fix the door again. Long story short, by the time she got there, the door had a twist knob on it. You can just kind of twist it down and walk out of it. And you could lock it open if you wanted to keep it open, or you can allow it to stay locked. Of course, me, used to it being locked, I allowed it to stay locked. And so evidently she had an issue with me leaving that door locked like that. Now, and again, her just now coming, not realizing that the door had been locked for the entire time I've been there. And so she would make a big deal out of me, wanting me to keep the door unlocked. I don't like to keep the door unlocked. I like for safety reasons. I like when the door would be locked where I can see who was coming in before they came in, and so I would keep it locked, only to find out she would be behind me, and I was told by another boss that she would say something every district meeting they had about that door being locked. It was like she was trying to call attention to it. She wanted somebody else to say something to me about it. So one day we had this inspection. For one, just based off the stuff she would do, I would never come in and work for her. Just because based off the things she do, I just didn't want to. And so I didn't. You have generally good management you don't mind coming in working for. But that wasn't that to me. The way she would do little side things, I just didn't do the extra that I would normally go out the way and do for all my other management, because anybody came before that I didn't mind coming in for. But the way she would do things, I just be like, no. Every time she asked me to come in and do extra days, I know I have something to do. One day I actually told her, I don't know if it was a good idea or not, but I actually told her that I make more money actually doing what I was doing outside of outside of that than I do when I come in there. And so when she asked me to come in, it's like you asking me to take a pay cut. You asking me to never mind the money I could be making to come do you a favor. And so, that means if you want me to do you a favor, at least be nice about it. You being an a-hole at work. Anyway, so one day she got a chance to come in my apartment and she seen my a salon chair sitting in the living room. And I guess she thought they would say something about it because, boy, she couldn't wait to say, "Oh, this is where you do hair at. This is where you doing your business at right here." I was like, "Yeah." She thought they was gonna say something, y'all. She was so quick to try to dry snitch on me. She thought they would say something. That's what that reminded me of, anyway. So when I seen this mysterious right here, the silence, this quiet here, it reminded me of her. It was like she couldn't wait because I was so quiet about what it is I did. Was like I think it bothered her for me to just be as quiet as I was. It was like it's something about you. I'm gonna figure it out. And so she would do things to kind of. It's almost like poking the bear. Almost. That's what I felt like she would do. And so, yeah, evidently I was too quiet for her. That's what that reminded me of. This boy is like she couldn't wait to find something. Just let me find something. Needless to say, nothing was ever said about my little chair sitting in the living room. He just seen it and he was like, he looked at it and continued on with his inspection. It just don't make sense sometimes. I remember listening to a reading when it wasn't a reading. It was just somebody coming on IG talking, and it was like, "Why does the quiet person at work seem to have the most issues? Why can't you just come in and do your job and just leave back out? Why is it that you have to be friends with everybody that work with you and attend all the events and do all of these different things?" And that's the truth. I felt her on that because that's how I felt like they looked at me and judged me. A lot of my coworkers, especially, because I wouldn't stick around and associate with them, that I was the problem. I just don't like mess. That's all. I You know, I can see through it a mile away. And I just don't like to get involved in it. And so, no, I'm not going to sit around and talk with y'all about other people because that's what they would do all the time. Uh, Yeah, I just decided to excuse myself from that. And so I didn't hang with them or do any kind of extra stuff. Confidence, your key to success. I didn't hang with them or do all the extra stuff that they would do outside of work or even during work. I just kind of stuck to myself. I did, like she said, I would just do my job and go home. And I don't think they like that. So, yeah. Anyway, that's what that reminded me of. This high priestess here. Silence, wisdom here, mystery, secrets. Instead, people just leaving you alone, they take the time to try to figure you out. Know why does Libra keep popping out here? It says make them wait. Somebody having or showing an extreme greed for wealth or material gain here. I don't know who the Libra is. Yes to something here. Dragging other people in their delusion. So maybe this is somebody who started a lot of trouble behind your back here. Fairy tale here. Did they tell a lot of lies or did you look at this person as if they were your fairy tale ending here? Whatever they were doing. Somebody specialized in doing it. Hacking stuff or getting stuff hacked here. They specialize in doing something here. I just cut the deck on exploit. Could have been trying to exploit somebody here. Libra. Blood. This could have been your family here. Could have been your family. Quasimodo. Could have been trying to make somebody scared of something that you were doing. And so if you are a high priestess, if you are someone that could, any kind of intuitive, they probably wanted to make people scared of you. Probably was going around saying that you some type of devil worshiper or something like that. When the whole time is these people behind the scenes that do all the weird stuff. It's so funny. I used to have candles in my house, and just like they send little stuff, I scroll through my page and it's purposely there for you to see, to intimidate you somehow. They did a lot of that, like I told y'all, when it comes to bullying. And I used to have all these candles in my house just because I like scented candles. I like things that smell good. And so I kept a lot of things in my house that smell good. Candles, incense, scented oils, just a bunch of different kind of things that smell good. And I remember one day in particular, I kept getting these messages. And it comes with energy, y'all. I know what to pay attention to and what not to pay attention to. But I kept getting this stuff about candles, and people want to know why I had so many candles in my house. Not that it was any of their business, but the fact that they evidently had been in a position to be able to see all the candles in my house, and they were curious as to why I had so many candles. And evidently, people were wondering. Or had assumed that I used those candles for maybe different kind of spell work or something. And the truth is, I just like scented candles, y'all. I like stuff that smell good, and so I would have like 7, 8 scented candles in my house because when I caught them on sale, I would just buy them. Evidently, people didn't like that. People would see things and then automatically assume things, and that's kind of a problem. That's kind of a problem. Know what they say about assuming makes an ass out of you and me. So yeah, I know people do spell work with candles. That wasn't what mine was for. It was just to make the house smell good. That's all. I just like house that smells good. I like to walk into my house and it smell like something. No, I don't like just smelling air and opportunity. anyway, anyway, set up. Somebody trying to set somebody up here. They feel like this person is naive and maybe an easy target here. Maybe somebody may be coming in to tell you about this, but this may be what they're trying to set you up to take from you. It's Ace of Pentacles here. Either way, you got people working together here. What'd that say? Hold on, let me see what this card said. Paid actors all around you. People trying to set you up and take something. Maybe they feel like it's something you have. Something you have they want. I see fraud right here. People around you trying to commit some type of fraud. Send a negative energy. And it says you can trust me here. I don't know. I don't know. You can trust this person. I don't know. Maybe a famous person that's swimming with the sharks here. Look at this lifestyle. Addicted to the lifestyle. This is all about a lifestyle here. So somebody addicted to the lifestyle that they have, and maybe you're threatening that some type of way, or maybe you have something that they want, and this person could be trying to set you up here. They feel like you are an easy target. And why wouldn't you be if you're a person that's always alone, person that nobody calls and checks on, a person that nobody really has access to? And so if you're able to take something from you, or you can go missing without people missing you, then that's a good target. You see hacked here. Somebody could be moving here. It's 9:29. We have 52 minutes, so I'm gonna go ahead and end this. I'll be back.